There's a nice hut for the night. The only trouble is the toilet is miles away. Good morning, it is day 9. Yesterday turned out better than I was concerned about. I woke up to the sound of the wind and the rain driving against the hut, so I just turned over and went back to sleep. Had a nice sleep in, lazed around for the morning, thought the weather was getting better, went out to go to the toilet, and driving rain, went nah. But it did. A little bit later it got better, so I hurriedly packed up. By better I mean the wind dropped. So I hurriedly packed up, and there was even a patch of blue sky for a second. Yeah, so I took off at 2, had 8.5 kilometres to the next hut, so I thought I'd try and get through. And temperature is actually quite nice. I ended up stripping right back to my base layer. Stayed pretty misty most of the day, a couple of times opened up a little bit, then clagged back in again. Wind kept it just a medium level, so nice and safe on some of those knife-edge ridges. Yeah, and went along the ridge, up and down, very steep, lots of little steep ups and downs, sort of 30 metre straight up, straight down, up over a 1300 metre, back down again to 1100, back up to 1300, back down again. So it was actually quite a tough day, and the track was quite rough as well. Last bit dropped into the beautiful mountain beach again, and then yeah, got to the hut, made it before dark, which is good, and yeah, relaxed for the evening. This morning, to my relief, the wind so far seems reasonable, because this is another day I'm going to be exposed for a bit. Raining on and off, and as you can see, almost no visibility. So I head to Mount Crawford today. This is up at 1400, and then head down into the bush for a bit. Then I've got one more big climb up again to 1400, and then I'm back into the shelter of the bush from then on in. So just need to get it through these open bits before the forecasted gale force winds come through. There's a track. Just make out a marker just around the corner. Still going around the side of the steep hill. It's actually quite good having the mist. You can't see quite how steep it is down below you. It's been quite a lot of muddy patches going up here. This is one of the smaller ones. You can see the goat in there. Yesterday there were deer tracks sliding down the trail. Yeah, quite muddy up the tops here, and that stays like that unless there's a drought. There's always some form of water up on the tops here. A few tarns as well. I've passed. There was one on the map, but couldn't see it in the mist, unfortunately. So you're not stuck once you're on the tops. You can find something. Yesterday I was actually drinking from a puddle that had formed over some nice moss, so it's nice and clean. Whew. I am at Junction Knob, and this is now officially on the PCT. So I've come from Anderson Hut, Matawai Hut. It's a massive downhill that way, and funny enough, when I was here in 2014, when I did the Te Araroa Trail, the weather wasn't dissimilar to hear that I'd had a beautiful day the day before. So now I'm on the main range north, an hour 30 up on the tops. Next waypoint is Mount Crawford. Little tarn down there. Wind's starting to pick up now. Still not too bad, but definitely starting to get stronger. I like these. Right. Going up. There's a marker right on the top there. So it's sort of rocky going up through those rocks up there. This is Mount Crawford. No expense spared on the marker. And here's a 360. Not a lot to see. Alright, so it's downhill now. Got another kilometre in the open. And then I'm in the bush for a while. Here you go. I think you can call this a knife edge ridge and not one you want to do in high winds. Heading down. I think I see a sign in the mist. If that's right, that means I'm at the junction to Nichols and heading down to the bush. Ooh, right, that's a turn off to Nichols Hut. It's actually quite a drop to get down to it, even though it's only 5 minutes, so I'm not going down there. So yeah, I've come from Junction Knob and Mount Crawford and Dracophyllum Hut, 4 hours. Alright, that's where I am heading. To Matawai 8, wow. I was thinking maybe to get there tonight, but no. So, once I'm over this hill, then it's a downhill to the bush line. It's pretty easy to see the prevailing wind with the shape of this vegetation. And into the trees. Whew. Doesn't mean it's not going to be steep. I was a little surprised that the dock time is so long to get to the hut. But then looking at the kilometres, it's about right. I guess when I did this, I was more than halfway through Te Araroa. So I think it was a month and a half of tramping that I already had under my legs, so I was super fit. And I went from the outdoor pursuits in a few K down the road at the base of the mountain, all the way up to Nichols Hut in one day. So that was pretty fast. So I can't really be expecting to be going quite that fast with, 9 days of fitness behind me. Once again, I love these trees, so you get another panorama of these beautiful trees. Right. Downhill's not been too steep, which has been good. And it's a lot warmer down here, so my wet weather pants are coming off as soon as they dry out a little bit. It's just gorgeous. Just checked my map and it's actually only 4 kilometres from Nichols Hut to Defillion Hut. So not quite sure why it's a 4-hour time. So yeah, hopefully I'll actually get there a bit quicker and I might make it all the way to Matawai Hut. Otherwise I'm camping somewhere on the tops because it'll be too early to stop at Defillium Hut. Yeah. Oop. Bit of deadfall. There we go. Anyway, we'll see. Take it as it comes. I don't remember it. I know it was a little hilly, but I don't remember it being especially rough. Quite swampy in the saddles, so just going up and over one hill. Now I've got another slightly bigger hill to go up and over. yeah, I mean, once again, I'm on a ridgeline, but ridgeline goes up and over lots of things. And up. I'm heading, and slight break in the weather. So I've actually got a little bit of a view. That's a ridgeline I came along, and it's closing in again. Ah, it's a shame. Steep, especially that last little bit. It's come down from there. It's cleared a little bit out this way. Once again, continuing to follow the ridgeline along. Still claggy out that way. Just had a bird on that branch, and I was just coming down this drop, and it beep beep. Oh, it gave me a fright. Most of the birds are all being tucked away. Wasn't expecting a noise. It was so close too. It just sat there. Oh, wow. Alright. I'm about 1.5 kilometres from the hut now. Mainly downhill, just one more bump to get over. Someone's pack cover, so I'll take it to the hut. It's coming off fairly recently too, because it's dry. I thought I had one person in front of me just from footprints, but maybe they're having lunch at the hut. This was a little bump, so we went from the tops there along this ridgeline. These are really steep. Whew. And do I have a view? Right, so continuing along the ridgeline, and I think in the saddle is where the hut is. Whew. Boy, that's some steep ups and downs. That wasn't at the saddle like I remembered. Oh, it's up a big climb. Gotta be getting close now. Here it is. Oh. Trichophyllum hut. Oh. Not much to it. 2 banks and a bench. It was a nice break, but I can't stop too long because it cooled down too much. So onwards. Now wandering along the ridge tops, and then I've got a big climb to get back up to 1400, and then a ridiculously steep downhill after that. I do recall that. Oh, there we go. It's cleared enough. Big hills up in the tops there. Cleared a little bit, so following the ridgeline along for quite a bit. So I've got, well, it said 4 hours to get to Matawai hut from here, and yeah, it's about 4k, so given the big hill and the big downhill, it's probably not too far off. So it's 2 o'clock now, so hopefully I'll get to the hut at 6 o'clock. And yes, I'm right, there was one person that came through earlier today, a Te Araroa hiker, going north obviously. So they're probably a lot faster than me and a lot fitter than me, and they're from the UK. Tree's got a very thin root network. Really thin. No wonder they blow over so easy. Mind you, it's pretty rocky underneath. There's not a lot to grip onto. So far it's actually been easier travel because there hasn't been as many of the steep bits, so it's just sort of been undulating nicely, still going up and down, but not ridiculously steep. There has got a lot of deadfall to clamber over. Makes it a little bit more tiring, a little bit more awkward. But it gives it something different, changes up the trail. yeah, get to use different muscles for a while, having to clamber over the trees. You can't just help but pat some of these. The downsides of the ridge being a bit flatter, more bogs. There's my next tool, and look at that! It's a patch of blue sky! That is blue! Woohoo! I wonder if it'll be really nice if it clears when I'm up on the tops and get some nice views. Anyway, up I go. Heading up here, looks like I'm out of the bush line now. And clouds lifted a bit. So I'm actually getting a little bit of a view. Gorgeous. Right, up I go. And take photos before the cloud comes back in. That's the ridge line, a bald one, down, and then up that one there, and then along that ridge line there. Mount Crawford's out of sight at the moment. Yeah, come a decent way this morning. Now looking the way I'm going, along this ridge line, up to the top, and then it'll be down that ridge line there. Not all the way, I think just till it flattens out a bit. In fact, I can see how far down this ridge line because that's the hut in there. You can just make out it's there's a reddish colour, there's a clearing, and then just down from it is a building. And I think that is the Matawai hut. Let's open up a bit. There's my ridge line. This flax is really long, which is making things difficult. Of course, now that I'm filming, it's not long here. But yeah, it's just making things hard having long flax. Anyway, back into the mist. To the business end of this hill now. Finally starting to gain some serious altitude. Hut's over there. Woo! Made it! Last time I was here I went up just to the top of the hill to say I'd done it, but not this time. So 3 or 4 hours. I think I was just under 3 to Matawai hut. 1 hour, but it's going to be a difficult hour. It is going to be windy and steep. So I've got my raincoat on now. These are what I remember coming up. I knew there's some tricky bits going down, but then it eases off a bit. So pretty much all the steps going down will have rocky bits like this, and then nice in between. Starting to get under the cloud cover again, which is nice. It's a bit clearer. That's the ridge line I walked up. Pretty cool. Alright, a little uphill, more down. This isn't anywhere near as bad as I thought it was going to be. Obviously my memories are different given that I was going up it, not down it. But I'm actually managing to take much smaller steps, which is easier on my knee. There's the hut. The mist is just about to cover it. But, yeah, that is the hut. So, still got a way to get to it, but it's nice to see it, even if it is a long way away. No, it's not that bad. Just keep going down this spur line here. Back in this annoying long tussock, but that's alright because I can see the hut, and it does seem to be getting closer. You just can't see what's happening underneath your feet. Plus I keep tripping over it. Yeah, so I can see the hut, so that's good news. Oh. Still gotta go along there. There's that. So tomorrow I follow this ridge line down and then down to the river, and I am following this river valley up. for quite a while. Oh yeah. See Manawatu out there, and you can see the curve of the ocean. That's the west coast. That is where I'm going to be heading, down that ridgeline I showed you before. But I would like a hut tonight, and I don't want 3 hours to get to that hut. It's been a pretty tough day. So I'm going to go to Matawai hut. It's not 30 minutes. It's 500 metres. Yeah, my legs are shattered. Really tough day. Lots of ups and downs. It's been great. But yep, time for a rest. This toilet's much closer to the hut. This is to Matawai hut. Ooh, oh, what a good day. Challenging day. But feet are a bit muddy from that last part. Here we go. Here's the hut. It's quite, it's got its sink, fire, and then, unusually, it's then got a separate bunk room. Quite a big one too. Takes a lot of people. And also, these big cubby holes here as well. Yes, there are mice at this hut.